Day 8 of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trial unveiled one of the most damning testimonies since the case began. This time, it wasn't a victim on the stand, but someone from the inside. A man who had seen, heard, and obeyed. His name, George Kaplan, Diddy's former executive assistant. From the very beginning, the courtroom was tense. Before the jury even returned from their lunch break, Kaplan had invoked his right to remain silent, but in exchange for judicial immunity, he agreed to tell everything. And what he said chilled the entire courtroom. Kaplan worked within Diddy's empire from December 2013 to December 2015. He started as an assistant to an executive and quickly rose to become the personal assistant to the chairman, that is, to Sean Combs himself. He practically lived in the shadow of the mogul, working up to 100-hour weeks, often through the night, always on the move, and above all, tasked with deeply troubling responsibilities. He claimed he had purchased drugs for Diddy, following direct instructions, specifically MDMA, in both Miami and Los Angeles. Using Diddy's money, he would contact the dealers and deliver the substances to hotels, which he had personally booked. But he didn't just rent those rooms, he transformed them. Using a corporate credit card, he stocked them with candles, speakers, baby oil, lubricants, bottles of alcohol. He even sometimes placed clothes, chargers, and other items he refused to name. Everything had to be ready, the perfect setup for whatever Kaplan didn't need to spell out. But most importantly, he was the one who had to clean up afterward. Every trace. Not even a drop of oil was allowed to remain on the sheets. Kaplan explained that some hotels leaked information or photos to the press. Diddy cared deeply about his public image, so everything had to disappear, especially the powder, especially the empty bottles, especially the secrets. And that wasn't all. Kaplan described a climate of constant threats. One day, he combined 2 bottles of alkaline water to make 1 gallon. Diddy was furious. He threatened him over water. These humiliations were common, but Kaplan stayed, out of fear, out of loyalty. In parallel, the court revealed what federal authorities found during the March 2024 raid at Diddy's mansion in Miami. And again, the evidence spoke volumes. Homeland Security Special Agent Jared Gannon presented an extensive list of seized items. Among them, stiletto heels, sex toys, dozens of bottles of baby oil, and Astroglide neatly arranged in a closet. But also, a Gucci bag filled with a cocktail of drugs: cocaine, MDMA, ketamine, Xanax, methamphetamine, and even psychedelic mushrooms. Inside that same bag, a rolled-up $100 bill covered in powder residue, 3 phones hidden inside Balenciaga boots, and even an eye drop bottle containing liquid drugs instead of medication. Each item was shown to the jury, each pill, each wrapper, each weapon. Because yes, there were weapons too. 3 AR-15 rifles with scratched-off serial numbers, a .45 caliber pistol, ammunition. These are not just random objects. They strongly support the charge of operating a criminal enterprise, not just past misdeeds, but a carefully maintained system. To help the jury understand why Cassie Ventura stayed for so long in such a toxic relationship, the prosecution brought in expert Dr. Dawn Hughes, a renowned psychologist known for her testimony in the Johnny Depp/Amber Heard trial. Though she didn't personally evaluate Cassie, her insight shed light on the psychological patterns of sexual abuse survivors. She explained the trauma bond, the toxic emotional link between a victim and their abuser. She spoke of shame, fear, lack of resources, of the hope to recover the loving version of the abuser. She described the emotional paralysis, the cycles, the silence, and most importantly, she answered the question everyone asks: why didn't she leave? but the defense hit back quickly. Attorney Jonathan Bach attempted to discredit the psychologist, arguing that she was only speaking in generalities, had not reviewed any specific documents from the case, and was merely a hired expert, paid to support the plaintiff's narrative. And during all this, Diddy nodded, approving, cold, as if he was still in control of the room. Finally, the day ended on a tense but expected note: the announcement of Kid Cudi's upcoming testimony. The rapper, a former boyfriend of Cassie Ventura, whose car was allegedly blown up after Diddy's threats. This could be explosive, literally and legally, as it could reinforce the racketeering and intimidation charges. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to like and share this video to support the channel. See you next time.